Emma Parker had always loved small-town traditions. Growing up in Maplewood, a quaint little town nestled between gentle hills and lush forests, meant being part of a community that cherished every chance to gather, celebrate, and create memories. Among these traditions, the annual Maplewood Outdoor Movie Festival was Emma's absolute favorite. Every spring, as the days warmed and the stars returned to their nightly sparkle, the townsfolk would gather in the Central Park, spreading blankets and bringing picnic baskets to watch classic films projected onto a giant inflatable screen. It wasn't just about the movies, though, it was about the connection, the laughter shared, the friendships rekindled, and the magic of simple moments under an open sky. Emma had looked forward to this year's festival for weeks. This time, it wasn't just the movies or the popcorn or the cozy ambiance she anticipated, it was sharing the experience with Ryan Matthews. Ryan was more than a friend. They had grown up together, from building forts in the backyard to high school science projects. Over the past year, their bond had deepened in ways that neither dared to fully name. There was a new kind of energy between them, an unspoken wish that perhaps this friendship could become something more. The morning of the festival dawned bright and clear, with sunlight spilling over the rooftops and birds singing eagerly. Emma spent the day carefully planning what to bring: a soft blanket, a picnic basket with Ryan's favorite snacks, and a few cozy sweaters for the cool evening. She dressed simply, in jeans and a soft, pale blue sweater, her brown hair pulled back loosely to keep it out of her face. When Ryan arrived to pick her up in his old, trusty pickup truck, Emma felt a little flutter in her chest. Ryan's easy smile and warm eyes made her nervous in the best way possible. "Ready for the big night?" he asked, his voice calm but friendly. "Definitely," Emma replied, climbing into the truck. The windows were rolled down, and the fresh spring air mingled with the scent of pine and blooming flowers as they drove toward the park. As they pulled into the bustling festival, Emma's nerves melted away into excitement. Families and friends had already gathered, laying out colorful blankets and folding chairs. Twinkling string lights hung between trees, and small food stalls offered lemonade, cotton candy, and other treats. The large white screen stood tall at the far end of the field, glowing softly as the sun dipped toward the horizon. Ryan and Emma found a perfect spot near the front, close enough to see every detail of the screen but just far enough to feel cozy and private. They spread out their blanket and unpacked their basket, laughing as Ryan struggled to open the stubborn lid on the container of popcorn. "You know," Emma teased, "it's not a real movie night without popcorn." Ryan grinned. "Then I guess we're off to a good start." As the sky deepened from orange to purple, the crowd grew quiet in anticipation. The first movie of the evening was a light-hearted comedy, a perfect choice for the festival's family-friendly vibe. Emma settled beside Ryan, feeling the warmth of his presence beside her. The movie flickered to life, and for a while, they simply watched, sharing smiles and quiet laughter. Emma found herself stealing glances at Ryan, noticing the way the soft light from the screen made his eyes sparkle. She wondered if he felt the same flutter of nervous excitement she did. At one point during a particularly funny scene, Ryan nudged her gently. "You okay?" he whispered. Emma nodded, cheeks slightly flushed. "Better than okay." He smiled, and for a moment, their hands brushed against each other on the blanket. Neither pulled away. Instead, Ryan reached out deliberately and took her hand in his. Emma's heart swelled with warmth. She squeezed his hand lightly, feeling a comforting reassurance that they were both wishing for the same thing, a closeness, a connection, a beginning. They continued to watch the movie, their fingers entwined, sharing popcorn and quiet comments. Around them, the community laughed and whispered under the canopy of stars, but to Emma and Ryan, the world seemed to narrow down to just the two of them. When the movie ended, the applause and cheers of the crowd filled the air. Emma and Ryan remained seated for a moment, reluctant to leave the gentle magic of the evening behind. Finally, Ryan stood and offered Emma his hand to help her up. As they walked slowly toward Ryan's truck, their steps in sync, Emma realized how perfectly the night had unfolded. It wasn't about grand gestures or dramatic declarations, it was about being together, sharing a simple wish, and watching life unfold side by side. By the time Emma reached her front porch, she knew that this was just the start of many more movie nights, many more moments shared, and many more dreams quietly wished upon the stars. The festival and friendship. In the weeks leading up to the movie festival, Emma and Ryan had talked more often. Texts about favorite films, memories of childhood adventures, and dreams for the future filled their conversations. Emma cherished these exchanges. They felt easy and genuine, like a secret bridge growing between two hearts. Ryan had been the kind of friend who understood her without words. Whether it was a bad day at school or a moment of excitement, he always seemed to know what to say or do. Emma felt safe with him, a rare gift she hadn't realized she longed for until she had it. The night of the festival was a perfect blend of anticipation and calm. When Ryan arrived at Emma's doorstep, carrying a bouquet of wildflowers he'd picked along the way, she smiled in surprise. "For me. Just because," he said with a shy grin. "I thought they'd brighten your evening." They drove together under a sky streaked with sunset colors, chatting about everything and nothing. When they arrived, the park was alive with laughter and music. Children ran around with glow sticks, couples cuddled on blankets, and the smell of freshly popped popcorn filled the air. As the sun set, the giant movie screen lit up. Emma felt Ryan's hand brush hers, a silent question hanging between them. Without hesitation, she took his hand, intertwining her fingers with his. Watching the movie together, their shoulders touched, and the quiet comfort of that moment wrapped around them like a warm blanket. The world felt right. A new beginning under the stars. After the festival, Emma and Ryan's relationship grew naturally. They shared more movie nights, walks in the park, and afternoons in cozy cafes. There was no rush, just two people discovering the joy of companionship and quiet affection. One evening, as they sat on the front steps of Emma's house, a soft breeze carrying the scent of jasmine, Ryan turned to her and said, "I'm glad we're doing this, whatever this is." Emma smiled, her heart full. "Me too. Sometimes, the best things happen when you just wish for them quietly." They sat together, watching the stars blink awake one by one, both knowing that this was only the beginning of a beautiful story, written softly under the watching sky. Closing reflection. Sometimes, the most meaningful moments come not from grand gestures but from shared wishes and quiet understanding. Emma and Ryan found in each other a safe space to dream, to laugh, and to simply watch life unfold side by side. Their story was a reminder that love doesn't always need to shout, it can whisper gently, like the rustling leaves or the flicker of a movie screen under the stars. And in those moments, when two hearts quietly wish the same thing, the world feels just right.